I'm with my personal partner.
This is Professor Revis. How's everyone doing?
Man, we're doing good, man. We made it to another week, week 5. How's everything been treating you? We've been doing a couple episodes, parental guidance, the meat, and what was the other ones that we did? The trucker edition.
The Trucker Edition and the meat and parental guidance. And we had our guest, Sister Queen, on for episode 8. We're here in week 5, man. Look at
How
here. It's going
soon
to
is
get
too
past us
soon?
every week.
Well, look, we got a guest in the building. You want to go ahead and introduce her?
Of course, because we have a interesting topic today. We brought on Tammy. That is Hit the Spot 1006. How you doing, Tammy?
Hey, how you doing, Revis? How you doing,
I'm
TBJ?
doing pretty well.
Oh, we living
That's
large and in charge.
oh Lord.
We good over here. Well, look, let's just jump right on into it. Reva said we're gonna have a conversation on how will I know? Is that it?
How will I know? It's about communication in 2025.
Oh, how will I know?
All right.
Communication in 2025. Talk to us. What does all that mean, Evis?
You know, in this new age, when people meet, they're actually on the telephone. They text, they do
Mhm.
everything else. And then when they're in a relation plane, they don't even know it. No one ever said, hey, we're exclusive. No one ever said that, hey, we're boyfriend and girlfriend. Hey, it just pop up and you are that. So we want to know, how will I know if I'm in a relationship? How will I know if she's feeling me? How do I know if she let go to other people? Anything that how will I know is good for this show.
Okay, well, Miss
Mm.
Tammy, what are your thoughts on that? How will you know if you are in a relationship?
Well, you had the conversation. When me and my boo first started dating, I assumed, as most of us women do, I assumed that we were in a relationship, and his cousin had to break it down. When his cousin broke it down, it was like, okay, gotta have the conversation. So then that way I know who he's accountable. He knows I'm accountable. So have the conversation.
So, when you say conversation, what do you mean you had a conversation? What was that conversation
And
like?
what am I to you and what are you to me?
Mm,
And do we want this to be exclusive? And when we say exclusive, what does that entail? That inclusivity. What does that entail? So we had to have that conversation. It wasn't an easy conversation. And sometimes we had to fall back on remembering what that conversation was in order for us to stay connected. But you have to have that conversation. Don't
mm,
assume
okay.
what
So
I
it
am to
deals with
you.
the communication.
Yes, yes. Communication means a lot.
I mean, the two of you were going out, you were having fun together. You just weren't communicating because no one knew that you were in a relationship. You just popped up and
Mm.
bam, here we are. I's
Yep.
yours now.
Well,
Yeah.
Uh,
is it a? You said when you did this, it was all about you just assumed that y'all were in a relationship because certain things were happening, and then a conversation had to be had. What made you think that you were already his?
Just by the things that we were doing. Um, it's certain things, me as a woman, I just don't do. And I'm not cleaning no, I don't clean no man's house. I have my own house to clean. I'm not doing all of the girlfriend slash wifey things if it's not a commitment. So it's like those conversations had have to be had. And just like him, he thought because I was doing that, he felt some type of way also because it's like, well, she's doing this for me and She comes when I want her and when I need her, and she's not doing that for anybody else. So we both made assumptions.
Mm, okay, all right. Revis, I know you don't do ships, but when it comes to how do you know? Do you let them know about future plans? Do you let them know that?
Well, I am a straightforward guy. My communication skills are real good because I'm blunt with everything. If you want to know if we're in a relation plane, I'll let you know that we're in a relation plane. If we're exclusive some kind of way, I'll let you know that we're exclusive. Right now, I don't do ships. I want something way better than a ship. And the communication has to be wide open between me and whoever I happen to be talking to. I don't want to be like Tammy. I don't want to be dating someone, going out with them, coming to their house, taking care of some businesses and things like that there, and not know where I actually stand with that person. So communication is very, very important.
Mm. Let me ask you, Miss Tammy. Um, did you prioritize each other? Is that one of those things that let you knew that you knew for communication?
We did prioritize each other, and we were very important and vital to each other. So for me to make that assumption, it's like, well, what you putting out? What kind of energy are you giving? I don't know. I think it was a thing where who was going to bring up the conversation first? Who was going to bring up the topic first? Who was going to say the first word? And him being the man and his pride and his ego. It's like sometimes men aren't ready, even though they say that they are. It's like just like you, Revis, with the relation plane. It's like nobody wants, I don't care what anybody says, nobody wants to be by themselves in this world. And when you find somebody that you're compatible with, then it's like, why waste the time?
Mm,
Well, we on a
okay.
plane. We can fly together, but we're gonna do it as a companion, and we're not gonna do any ships. We ain't gonna do companionship. We're gonna do companion. Okay, we companion plane. How about that?
What about a
No.
partnership?
No, 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 no. We don't do that. We don't do partnerships. Partner plane. Everything
Uh,
gonna be plain from now on. Look at here. We want things to be plain and simple, not ship and simple. Yes. Ships are very sinkable.
Ah, Revis, what about each other's circles? Did you meet the friends and family members? What about that? To let people know that this is the person for you. Does that have anything to do with it?
Well, but how would you know if this is the person for you? That's the thing. That's about this show. How do you know if this is the person for you? Because you meet her family, because you guys go somewhere, that don't mean that that's the person for you. How will you know if that is the person for you? My thing is, it takes a lot of prayer. You know, I have faith and I believe in being faithful. I don't worship. I don't worship. I have faith and belief, and I believe that a higher power will let me know when it's time to go exclusive and everything else. One thing I have learned in the past when I did do ships, and it may have been part of the ship sinking, is don't listen to family and friend. They always gonna geek you up to say good things about somebody that's not a good person.
Okay. Miss Tammy, do you think that solving problems together or growing together, do you think any of that has anything to do with how you would know whether or not somebody is for you? Especially in
It does.
2025.
It does. It does. And you also have to understand that solving problems is not just a, okay, problem solved. Time needs to be taken. Discussions need to be had, no matter how hard and how heated those conversations may be. They still need to be had. Definitely, conversations need to be had about all the situations. You need to be able to solve problems together. You need to be able to be on the same page and also understand, even if they're not. I just saw something today, and it was like his wife put faith in him, even when he wasn't ready. She just helped build him up. And it's like that's part of a partnership. Your partner may not be at the level that you want them to be, but you don't beat them up, you build them up.
So we got a couple of things here where we're talking about how will you know. And so we said you're growing together. There's a feeling of security. You prioritize each other. You solve problems together. You know each other's circles, even though Reva said he didn't think that that had anything to do with it. And then you had, what about future plans included? Do you think that that has anything to do with it?
I think that everyone should be equally yoked. If you find someone that you want to make your partner or you want to be in a relationship with, then you need to be equally yoked. So, yes, you're supposed to have that conversation to find out what you have in common. You're supposed to have that conversation with that person to know when you're in one of those ships. It's good to meet their family and everything because you want to know their background, because you don't want to meet any crazy people and then realize maybe those genes aren't good for us to be having children and all that. It's a lot of conversations that you have to have when it comes to communication.
Well, Miss Tammy, did you have anything you wanted to add before I switch it up?
Well, sometimes God sends you your opposite to challenge you, to make you better. So you could be evenly yoked and you can grow together, but it may not be at the same pace, or it may not look like that to you as growth to you. But God can send you a challenge. You never know. Everything is not supposed to be easy. That's why it's called a relationship slash relation plane, however you want to call it. So you could be as evenly yoked as possible. And it does not mean that you're not going to have some kind of disagreement. It's not going to mean that everything that you want to do and what you want to say is agreed to.
Then you should
This is
ask me, what do I like? You should ask me, what do I like, Tammy?
Revis. What do
Ask
you
me.
like? What do you like?
Whatever you like, whatever you like.
See, that's
I'm
not the
just saying,
answer.
see, I'm not looking for a
That's not the
person that's going
answer.
to like everything. I like the individuality. I like them to be themselves anyway. And you're right. God does send you opposites, and opposites do attract. But you're going to have something in common with that person in order for you to know if you and that person are supposed to be together. God is going to show you something, but you have to do some legwork too. You can't ask God for $1 million and then you don't go out and play the lottery or some kind of way to get the money. It's not just gonna fall out the sky into your lap. I'm just saying you got to go out and put some kind of legwork in.
Mm.
you
Well, let us
you
know in the
trying to make sense
comments.
today.
Let us know in the comments. What do you guys think? Do you agree with Tammy? Do you agree with Revis? Do you think the points that I listed make sense? Let us know in the comments. What do you think? How will you know when you have found the right person in 2025? The way these streets be at these days, I don't know. You might want to go back to the old school ways, but this new school way, I don't know. You
Me
see
either.
yourself trying to get with some of these new school folks, Revis?
These new school folk be on that phone too much. I am a truck driver. I don't do all that texting and everything up. You can text me all you want to, but I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to respond. It's just going to sit there until after I stop. You know, you go into a restaurant now, and the man will be in there with a woman, and both of them on their telephone. They're not communicating like we did when I grew up. When I grew up, is a little different. We actually paid each other attention. We actually complimented each other, and we had fun. It don't seem like this is fun no more. It seems like all the communication is gone now.
Mm.
Mm, okay, all right. Well, look, we may come back to this a little bit later on, but it's time to make a switch, a pivot, because it's time for my main man to do his word of the day. Oh, Lord. How will I know that this person is for me in 2025? Well, look, Revis, uh, it's word of the day time, player. I don't know how to break this one down, but maybe you can. But I think the word of the day is called telepathy. Is that right? Telepathy? Did
That's
I get it
right.
right?
That is
What
right.
y'all did now? Look, telepathy is commonly described as a phenomenon where partners can sense each other's thoughts, emotions, or intentions without verbal communication or other conventional sensory cues. Now, look, that's a lot. Break it down for us, Revis. Break it down.
Telepathy actually describes the communication in 2025 because everybody is on their phone. They're not communicating with one another. They're not doing nothing together. It's all about the telephone and everything. So you have to try to read a person's mind. Just like Tammy said, she didn't actually know that she was in a relationship. She didn't know that they were exclusive until she talked to a cousin. So the telepathy was off a little bit because she couldn't read the mind, and evidently he couldn't read her mind, and something was off there a little bit. So, telepathy
Mm.
has to deal with trying to read a person's mind and their thoughts and trying to know exactly what they're thinking. I'm doing this show because we want to talk to each other. We want to know exactly what's going on. We don't want to have to go through this other stuff. So let's not read each other's mind. Let's just talk to each other. So telepathy is a good word for today, and it fits the conversation for today.
Hmm, okay. You got a sentence for us and how you would use telepathy?
Tammy was in a relationship and she didn't really know what was going on. But through her mental telepathy, she had an inkling and she had to find out.
Okay, that was nice.
That
Oh,
mental telepathy, that's when you have to really,
mm,
really think because you don't know exactly what's going on and you got to put that together and try to put it together. Hey, you got to put it together and bring it out there.
so what do you think about that, Miss Tammy?
And look, I can't even hate on Revis today. I'll probably say that till tomorrow. But yeah, he, he's doing a real good. He did really good with the word.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
And
good.
I'm really holding back right now, and I'm trying to be good because if anyone knows, Hit the Spot 1006 is one of my biggest critics,
Big-
and I'm trying to be good, and it's very, very hard for me.
Okay.
no,
Well,
you be yourself, boo.
okay. Well, let's play fair. Let's blow the whistle. Ooh, uh, a sentence when words fail during a disagreement. Uh, telepathy or telepat. Did I say it right? I'm messing it all up. When
Telepathy,
words
you said it
fail
right.
at
Telepathy.
disagreement, telepathy. I can't get it right. Communication can help couples understand one another's true intentions and feelings. What about that one? What you think of that?
It's all right, but I don't know what word you said. But telepathy is this word. You did pretty good.
Telepathic. That's what it's supposed to. When words fail during a disagreement, telepathic communication can help couples understand one another's true intentions and feelings.
Oh, you're saying telepathic communication. Okay,
Oh,
I
that's how you
understand. Yes,
say that.
same
Yeah,
thing.
I'm butchering the word, y'all. Don't. Revis is doing a better job than me. Hey, this is
He,
what it's all about. We trying to learn. What about this one? Developing telepathy. I can't say the word, Revis. Why you pick this word, Revis? I'm struggling. Developing telepathy in a relationship fosters trust as each partner learns to tune in to the unspoken needs and desires of the other.
I think women have a natural telepathy, and I hate to say that, but a man can't cheat around a woman know it. She has that inkling, that telepathy. She knows she can read your mind when you're not saying nothing. A woman has very, very strong telepathic communication. She can read your
Mhm.
mind. She know when you've been doing something you ain't been doing. So y'all got to watch out for them women.
Miss Tammy, do you agree with him?
I do. I most
You be
definitely
on your
do.
man. That you be on him.
I, I I
Yeah.
feel like a man is gonna do what he wants to do regardless. So he needs to have telepathy. Look, now I can't say the word, but he needs to be in tune with me
Mm.
so he don't make any mistakes.
What do you be reading into it too much, or you think that
Do I be
he?
reading into it too much?
Oh,
I'm a
she
woman.
stuttering. Uh oh, yeah.
No, I'm
She
a
got
woman.
problems.
So a man cannot tell me about a woman's nature because I'm a woman. Just like a man, I can't tell a man about a man's nature. I'm not a man. So if I am coming to you as my mate and as my partner and telling you, hey, I got bad vibes about this, at least take it into consideration. At least listen
Now,
to what I'm
one more
saying.
thing. One more thing for you, Tammy, because
Hmm.
you are in one of those relation planes, and when you and your mate were dating, and everything was all comfortable, and you were in that awkward position, I'm going to ask you this: when you guys reached out to kiss each other, wasn't that a telepathic moment? You guys didn't ask. He didn't ask you, could he kiss you? You didn't ask him, could you kiss him? You guys just mutually, used that telepathic moment and kissed each other, right?
Yes, yes, we did.
See what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Telepathy. That's why I'm talking about that communication and being on the same page and being equally yoked. You can feel that electricity between the two of you. That is a form of communication, believe it or not.
Hmm.
Okay, all right, Revis. You over there preaching a little bit, player.
I'm
Okay, so
doing that because I am with my biggest critic. I have to be, I have to be able to keep her on the right plane.
oh, you
Oh, oh,
silencing her today. That's what you doing. She ain't
Hey,
got
say,
no
hey, hey,
comeback. She said she was gonna come with it, and she ain't got no comeback for you. Oh, well,
don't
what
worry.
he's,
happened?
you know
I'll
what?
get her tomorrow, but today she's safe.
He is really making some valid points, and I was thinking about the show earlier, and us as women and us as y'all as men, we have to take accountability for some of the things that we do and how that makes or breaks the relationship. So just thinking, I was like, I know Revis going he gonna bring it today, and I'm ready. I'm ready to be humble.
Oh, well, look at him. He over there smiling in the background,
Got
y'all.
this big old smile on my face right
Oh,
now.
so he might know a little something about these conversations, is what you're saying.
Just a
Okay,
little,
just
just
a
look,
little bit,
just a little.
just a tad bit. Well,
Just,
look,
just a little. That's. That's what it's about.
Well, we're
But
gonna
I'll tell you
switch.
one thing. Could we do one thing before we go to the advice drop?
What's that, player?
Could we play that commercial?
Oh, well, without further ado, check out the Lab Tech Show commercial.
I'm saving his life so he can embrace tech.
Woo, look, AI ain't got nothing on my next move. I'm out.
Automation coming? Bet. Watch me make my next big play, straight up.
She held me down, so I put a ring on it and built a whole tech thing for the beach crew. They was laughing then, but I leveled all the way up from the bottom to the top floor, for real.
I stayed in my lane, owned it, and now look. Told you I was gonna do it. We locked in with the Lab Tech Show Wednesday at 8. Question is, are you in or out?
Revis, you look good with that little jean jacket. You look like a trucker for real, for real.
Hey,
What
that's where I'm
kind of
supposed to look. And you see the thing about it, we played that commercial to show that we are communicating. The Lab Tech Show is where we originated. And on Wednesday nights, we want everybody to join us on the Lab Tech Show. So we're going to plug the Lab Tech Show on here. They are our sponsors.
I like that. I like how you say that. Sponsors. We need some more coins. Look, we need to move on over here to our advice drop, Revis. And today's
Okay.
question from the mailbag says, why does our talks always end in arguments? What does all that mean, Revis?
Boy, that is a very, very good question. Why does all our talks turn into argument? It's because of the lack of communication. A lot of time, people talk at each other and not to each other. People have a hard time listening and they have a lot to say. You have to listen and be able to engage with your significant other, your partner, your the person you are in a relation playing with. It's all about the communication, and I'm going to tell you it's a lack of communication. You have to do a lot of listening, and you have to understand, and you got to take your time to say yourself in that other person's position, and that way you guys can have a better understanding of stuff. Once the communication is there, and once you learn the rules to communicating, things will get easier, and the arguments will probably cease or at least slow down a little bit.
Okay. Miss Tammy, do you have a situation where you always are arguing, or are y'all peachy creamy?
So, a couple of things. First of all, you have to figure out what everybody's definition of an argument is. And like I said, just because I don't disagree, I have a my partner is very, 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 very dramatic. So if it's something that he doesn't like, his whole demeanor changes, and vice versa. Um, so you have to figure out a what do you consider an argument? Because just because you're passionate about your feelings and uh, it doesn't mean that it's an argument. I'm just passionate about the direction I'm trying to go, and um, you're passionate. You're passionate about the direction you want to go. Then it also has to do respect. Respect. So if both people respect each other, then you can sit there and listen, even though it's not good. It doesn't always have to be a tit for tat because just because I feel some type of way does not discount him feeling a certain type of way, the same way, and vice versa. I could feel the same way that he feels about a situation. So you have to respect, and then you have to understand. and have a clear definition of what's our argument, because just because we disagree, it does not always mean it's an argument.
Okay, that's well put. Revis, what you think about
Right.
all that?
I think she's right. It's a communication and it's about respect. And respect is a big word. But you also have to remember that you are talking to someone that you are in a relation playing with. And you want to have to deal, have their emotions and their mindset in consideration when you talk to them. Yes, everything is not an argument. Sometimes people think they're arguing and they're not actually arguing. It's all right to have disagreements. It's all right to have some kind of debate. It's when things get heated and things get said that takes the respect away that you are actually into an argument. So yes, I agree with Miss Tammy on that.
Okay, well, we got a couple things that we would like to discuss with you when it comes to signs for keys to communication. One, appropriate tone. Do you think tone and delivery have anything to do with this?
Yes.
Your tone has everything to do with it. If me and Miss Tammy were sitting here talking, and all of a sudden I started raising my voice and it got aggressive, that would be considered an argument, and that will break down the conversations with us.
Mm, Miss Tam.
I, I agree with Revis. Tone and delivery has a lot to do with everything. So if you're having a conversation, both parties just have to be mindful of their tone and delivery, and should not feel a certain type of way if their partner says, hey, tone and delivery.
Mm,
Can we
active.
calm it down just a tad?
Oh, so if he coming at you raw and rough, you ready to match the energy?
I think both parties, I think that's with anybody. Like Revis said, your tone and delivery, if it's aggressive, then human nature is to protect. You're going to protect yourself, especially if we were just having a conversation, or and now it has turned into this aggressiveness. Of course, you're going to want to protect yourself. So,
Okay.
And I
Active
got to say
listening.
something to you, Miss Tammy. The same thing I said to Sister Queen last week. Miss Tammy, you're not my mama. You don't tell me what to do. Okay, I just wanted to put that out there. Thought it was pretty funny last week. So, was that the appropriate tone?
Yes, I took it as a joke because I know I ain't your
Okay.
mommy.
Mm, Number two, active listening. Focus on understanding what the other person is saying without interrupting or planning your reply. Reflect their feelings back to them. I hear you're upset because. So, what do you think of the active listening? So, do you let them know that, hey, I hear you, but this is what I'm seeing? What you think about that?
Yeah, but your tone have to be right. You can't just say, "Yeah, I hear you." That right there sounds sarcastic. It's not
Mm,
being. It is
it's
not
not being empathetic.
appropriate tone. It's not being. Yeah, right. It's like Miss Tammy was saying. That lacks a little respect. So you got to watch how you say it, what tone you say it in, because if you are talking to the wrong person, then that could strike an argument.
Okay. Well, it looks like Miss Tammy don't have nothing to say. She ain't got no comeback for you. Okay.
No, I agree. And tone does not necessarily mean you raising your voice. Tone can be um, what the other party does feel like you are disregarding their feelings by almost like patting them on the back, and it's like, okay, I hear you. So tone doesn't always have to mean that you are getting loud, you're screaming, you're shouting. Sometimes it could just be like, I have repeated this conversation 20 times, and each time you said, okay, I heard you. And in that tone, but nothing's changed. So even a smooth, calm tone can feel dismissive sometimes.
Okay. Number three, timing. Maybe when is the right time to communicate? Do you communicate right at that moment as something that's not going right, or do you wait till the end of the day? Do you wait till the morning? When do you address the communication of something that you're not feeling?
The timing has everything to do with communication. You don't want to try and talk to someone who is stressed, who has things on their mind. You want to sit back, give them time to calm down, adjust, so they can have a proper tone and they can listen to what you're saying. You don't want to talk to them at the wrong time because the timing makes a big difference. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because our disclaimer is if you have issues, you need to talk to someone with a prefix or a suffix. So therefore, you need to talk to a doctor or minister, a medical profession, or you don't want to listen to us. If you have issues, and you need to talk to someone, and you got to make the timing right. Hey, sweetheart, look it. We've been having a little problems. I think maybe we should talk to Reverend Tallboy, and maybe Reverend Tallboy could give us some kind of advice and help us get our relation playing back on track.
I think he'll like that. Okay, timing.
No, I'm sorry, but I do believe timing is very important, and that timing should be, like Reva said, when both parties are not stressed. And it may not be ideal for you, or it may not be ideal for them. So you have to find a time that's ideal for both of you, where neither one of you are going to be in that stressful situation and where you don't hear each other. Now you're just screaming and irritated with each other.
Mm. Okay, all right, I hear you. Number four, honesty and sincerity. You gotta be honest with your conversations, and you gotta be sincere. That just kind of just goes with the territory.
Number five.
Yeah, okay.
Right. It goes with number five.
Mm-hmm.
That honesty and sincerity, when you're talking about a relation playing, when you're talking about someone that you are interested in and you're feeling her and or she's feeling him, you want to be honest up front. You know, I am honest. I let the woman know up front that I don't do relationships. I don't do it because ships sink. And I am sincere about it. Now, we can call it something else, but let's not call it a ship because whatever I do have with the person, I don't want it to sink. I don't want it to go down. I want it to keep growing. We're going to get into a hot air balloon, and that thing just going to keep going up and up and up and up and up. So we don't want to have a relationship. We're going to have a relation balloon, whatever, anything but a ship. You got to be honest. You got to be sincere, and you got to look them directly in the eye and let them know, and so they can feel that. You got to use the appropriate tone. Everything you do has to be in accord so they can understand and make sure they're definitely not stressed or got things on their mind.
Do you address the root issues, like reflect on whether repeated arguments are about deeper patterns, or maybe feeling unappreciated or disconnected? Those honest
But
discussions, can
you
help
know you are
deter.
you are right. You are right. Let's say this right here because this is a part of communication in 2025. If you have an issue, I don't care what the issue is. I don't care if it's with your mate or someone else. It is always good to address the issue before you move on. Because if you don't, you're not being honest, you're not being sincere, and it's going to always be some kind of strife off in between there. So if you do have an argument and you walk away for a little while till you both can calm down for a minute, when you come back to that issue and resolve it before you move on.
But what if she don't let you walk away and you trying to walk away?
Then she's probably going to go upside your head, but don't hit her back. I'm just saying, don't hit her back. Most women, I've had a lot of issues because I am one that will walk away. I'll leave you arguing with yourself because I don't like to argue. I love to fight. So I'll leave you arguing with yourself, and then we can address the issue later on. Miss Tammy?
Crickets.
This is kind of difficult for me because I do believe in addressing the issues head on. I don't believe that you can move forward. Um, I don't believe that you can move forward and things still be authentic. But that means both parties have to be able to have those open and honest conversations. And it's some things I may say that may hurt your feelings. It's some things you may say that may hurt my feelings. But now, how do we address that? How do we approach that? How do we get over that if we can? And don't be disappointed in in the outcome because both people are being honest with each other. Both parties are being honest. So you want to have these honest conversations, have the honest conversations, get to the root of the problem, and if you can move on, move on. If not, I guess it's best to go your separate ways.
But isn't there a time and a place for everything? When's the appropriate time?
It's always a time and a place, but like I said earlier, your time and your place may not be the right time. My time and my place might not be the right time. So now we have to come together and find a time and a place for the both of us.
Mm, okay. Revis, any words?
No, I think she appropriately put that in perspective. The timing and everything, it goes with all the keys to a conversation. You have to have the right timing, you have to have the right approach, you have to have the right tone. Everything has to be uh, in accord. You have to listen. If you listen more, you probably wouldn't be having the issue with the honesty and sincerity. All you have to do is listen. That's where a lot of people have issues. They don't listen. They're too busy talking in order to get their point across that they're not listening to the other person. And that's why they have some kind of communication issues.
And lastly, don't forget, acknowledge attempts to change. Recognize and appreciate each other's efforts to improve communication, even if things aren't perfect yet. So just because you're having that conversation does not necessarily mean that he's not listening to you or she's listening to you. You got to give them some time to make the appropriate changes. And once they make those changes, you have to acknowledge that you do see the change. That does make sense, right?
Right, right.
Okay. Well,
Women love compliments.
who?
I said women
Women,
love compliments.
Oh, yeah, they love that. They like that and some flowers.
And let's not forget that last one. That last one is confidence. Let's not forget that. You have
Well,
to
you
say
said it
things
was
with
tied
confidence.
together, player.
But
You
yeah, but
that's the
it
reason
is
why
tied.
the
The
intent was
reason why
together.
the reason why I'm saying that is because we have Miss Tammy on today, and she is one of my biggest critics. And I got her on here today because I felt like she would be an asset to the show. And the reason why I'm talking about confident It's because she came on the show and she was very confident. And I'm going to tell her very confidently, next time you come on the show, make sure all your fingers are in the cord. They're not in the cord. You got a couple of them that's not
Oh,
done on the other
Revis.
side. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
Revis.
Ooh, we gonna have some stuff
Oh,
started.
you see how he do? You see
Yeah.
how
I'm her
he do?
critic too.
Oh,
Ooh, you gotta
pointing out my
come
nails.
prepared.
Oh my gosh. Now they gonna be in the comments
Oh
talking about my
Lord.
nails.
So what did you
Lord
think?
Jesus.
If you're in the comments and you're watching the show, let us know what did you think of the 5 things to communication. You have appropriate tone, active listening, timing, honesty and sincerity, and confidence. Okay, let us know in the comments what do you think. As we wrap up the show, we did discuss how will I know communication in 2025. Wow, that's big. Uh, Revis, how would they know? How would they know again?
They would just have to communicate. The communication is really off. Put that phone down and have a real date and a real outing. That's how they're going to know.
Miss Tammy, how would they know?
That is so true. Put the phone down, put the phone away, and concentrate on each other. I love dating back in the day because, like Reba said, no phone. It was just I concentrate on that person concentrates on me. So make it a habit. Put the phone down. You could put the phone down for 2 hours and concentrate on your mate.
Mm, okay. Our word of the day was telepathy. And Reva said it was all about sensory cues. He said that your mate would know and they would be able to read your mind. And women read minds very well. And then lastly, we did the keys to communication. Reeves, it's time to pay the bills. There's something else that we need to talk about. What you want to talk about,
That's
player?
right. Hey, shop.tallboy.us. Hey, guess what? TBJ and Revis has merch.
Uh-oh. Yeah. Yeah, tell them all about it.
Yeah, Revis got merch. Hey, we got trucker gear, and hopefully soon we're gonna have some conversations gear. And TBJ has merch. You could buy. You got book bags. You got T-shirts. You got coffee mugs. You got everything. Go to shop.tallboy.us. Hey, we got it all for you. We got different sizes. We got something that's going to fit everybody. TBJ has on his blue hat that matches Miss Tammy's nail, and you can get that same T-shirt right there. And he got mugs, and we got the trucker edition. Make sure you stop at shop.tallboy.us. We're here for you.
Mm, mm, He got
You see
you.
how he threw that in?
Yeah, he got
TBJ, do
you.
you see how he threw that in?
You be giving him a hard time on Wednesday, so this is his one
He
time
couldn't
he can
say
get back
nails.
at you.
He had
He
to say nail. I got
Oh
you.
Lord.
I
But
got
look, if y'all enjoyed this show, please tell a friend to tell a friend about what we're doing over here. It's called Conversations. We're here when Thursdays at 7. Wednesdays the tech show. That's where Tallboy, Revis, and we go ahead and break it down as far as tech news. We don't want you to get left behind, all right? So we know that there's some news that's coming out, and we want you to just stay abreast. But on Thursdays, this is me and Revis's time. Any
You
final
want to know
words, Miss
about us?
Tam?
You're gonna see it.
Any final words before we get up out of here, Miss Tammy? Any final words?
you. No. No final words. Just communication. Revis is very good at being open, honest, and communicating very well that my man needs to get my nails done. So thank you,
Mm,
Revis.
okay.
Uh-oh. I might have started some stuff.
Yeah, him and you gonna have that conversation, Reeves. Any final words before we get up out of here, player?
Yes, hey, if you like this show, you like, subscribe, tell someone about it. Thursday at 7 o'clock, we're going to be here. We're going to teach you a little something about conversations. Hey, and open up your lines of communication. Be honest with people. Tell them exactly what's on your mind, and maybe you can get on a relation plane just like Revis.
We not doing ships in 2025. This is another
Right.
edition of Conversations. What's my favorite phrase, Revis? If you seek, you will seriously find. Never give up on true love. There it is. It's Conversations.
Peace.